Trump has many problems. One is he should have never declared that he was illegally defeated after the last election. It's an off-brand claim. Winners don't have the election stolen from them by losers. And so I think he made a catastrophic strategic mistake. And so, no, I hope the Republicans have enough sense to go with someone who's a more mainstream politician.
The whole party is turning against Trump.
The fact of the matter is the reason we're losing is because Donald Trump has put himself before everybody else.
You know what? I'm going to dish it all on Trump. It's so people can know how pathetic he is when you think he's playing 4D chess going to save you, and he's not.
Part of me, the selfish part, wishes I'd never met Donald Trump. God, I'm sick of him.
Donald Trump's been a friend of mine for 25 years, and I'm always very open about this on my show. Maybe it's time to turn the page if we can get someone who has all Trump's policies who's not Trump.
Your former boss, Donald Trump, just announced that he's running for president. Will you support him?
I think we'll have better choices.
Better choices
than my old running mate. But I think it's time for new leadership.
Certainly he's got a big chunk of voters, but it's not nearly a majority. It used to be an overwhelming majority, and now it's potentially maybe 30% of the base Republican vote.
Let's stop supporting crazy unelectable candidates in our primaries and start getting behind winners that can close the deal in November.
I am a never again Trumper. Why? Because I want to win. And we lose with Trump. It was really clear to us in 18, in 20, and now in 2022.
Even Candace Owens and the entire Faith Shilletant is turning against the guy.
He's not listening. I think after the 2020 election and because of the shock of all the things that happened, I think that it pushed him into an angry space. I think the base is feeling that trepidation. They're not sure who to listen to on endorsements. Do you listen to DeSantis? Do you listen to Trump?
What do you think President Trump, what do you think his role in the midterms is going to be?
I hope he disappears. Because it doesn't do Republicans any good to have Donald Trump around the midterm elections.
Fox News hosts are done with him.
It didn't seem that he got the old magic. Trump is dragging the Republican Party into the mud again. Trump lost big in the 2018 midterms. He lost the 2020 race, whether he admits it or not. And in 2021, he threw away the Georgia Senate races by insulting the popular Republican Governor Brian Kemp. This year, Trump-endorsed candidates lost in what should have been winnable states. Can he win? My opinion? No. Trump used to say, we're going to win so much that you're going to get sick and tired of winning. Maybe by now, the Republicans are sick and tired of losing.
After Trump candidates got shellacked in the midterms, everybody's looking around like, is it time? Even the biggest Trump loyalists are like, well, I'm not against the guy, but DeSantis' legislative agenda is so big.
I certainly would not turn my back on President Trump. I am a huge supporter of his. But with that, I love Governor Ron DeSantis. He is America's governor, and he has these same policies.
Wonder why you did that, Lauren Boebert, who should have totally won her race easily in her super red district, except her Trump loyalism almost cost her the way that it did Madison Cawthorn. Maybe this rat's jumping ship because she knows it's going down. Ben Shapiro's never been like super robo-Trump. He only reluctantly became pro-Trump when he realized he had absolutely no other hope. He's trying desperately to undercut Trump's attempted show of strength when he declared his candidacy super early.
What this feels like very much is not like Trump is holding a pair of aces. If Trump felt like he were holding a pair of aces, then presumably he would wait to see the flop. And he'd wait to see some other cards on the table because he could afford to. He could take his time. He could see what the political circumstances are like in 6 months. What this feels like is Donald Trump is trying to buy the pot with a pair of sixes.
It's so fun to watch the Republicans do that because they're desperately trying to avoid a huge Trump disaster in a general election against Biden. The donors got out like weeks ago. And it's hilarious to watch now because all of the people who hated Trump for many, many years are trying to find each new scandal as an opportunity to say, well, now I can no longer follow his lead. Like Megyn Kelly pretending that she hasn't always hated Donald Trump, and this whole Kanye West Nazi dinner thing is the last straw.
I believe he didn't know him, but he knew what Kanye West has said recently. It is alarming to me, the prospect that Trump might have somehow been intentionally fanning a certain flame with a certain part of his base, because it helps him. It helps him get in the news, helps him generate controversy, etc.
Let me just decode everything that's happening right now, okay? These people who say that I'm over Donald Trump now have always been over Donald Trump. They tried to stop him back in 2016. The fact was they couldn't. Why? Because Trump would get on stage and make them look like absolute fools. So they're the ones who are trying to buy the pot right now with a pair of sixes. They're the ones who saw Trump's weakness in the 2022 midterms and are trying to get him the hell out of politics. And for folks like me and maybe you who have no skin in that game, it is super fun to watch them fight. I'm Brett Erlich. I am 6.5 to 9 feet tall. And I have always loved you ever since the first moment we met. I'll see you next time. The editor tells me to just stay like this for like a few minutes after, so I'll be here for a few.
The great big ice cream sundae from outer space was in a place prepared for me.
Okay, I have to fart. I'm hitting stop.